Oh yeah, we need to arm the teachers. Done. We need to ban all guns. Done. There was just another mass shooting in Florida, and as usual, this is the reasonable dose, and I just want to ask you guys questions and just kind of have a discussion in the comments. I just want to engage with you because what you thought the best solution to mass shootings would be that have been proposed. What I'm not looking for in the comments necessarily is, oh yeah, we need to arm the teachers. Done. That'll fix it all. We need to ban all guns. Done. This is the reasonable dose is a place where I want the most reasonable of us to come to sort of just have a discussion about, like, man, this doesn't really feel great, this type of solution, but this might be the best solution for us all, or at least this is a solution that's worth trying. I have 3 children, and I have one in high school, I have one in middle school, and I have one in elementary school. And I have mixed feelings about every solution. And I want to tell you what those mixed feelings are. I have mixed feelings about arming teachers. My feeling on the one hand, because this is the reasonable dose. So on one side of the coin, I believe that arming teachers is a very sad thing that we should consider. One, I don't think a person's right to bear arms should stop when they're at work, necessarily. Now, I don't want to go back to, I think the Wild Wild West had its time when everyone was walking around strapped up. That made a lot of sense because there was no organized law enforcement system like the police or the FBI or something like that. So now that we do have the police, FBI, and lots of law enforcement services that are armed, we as people do not need to walk around strapped, carrying. We don't need to do that. Now, but we do protect precious cargo in a certain way. We protect our money with armed guards. Okay? Should we protect our babies with armed... Wait, they're not guards, they're teachers. So that's the other side of the coin. Could you imagine, like, your sweet librarian or your secretary, receptionist at the front who just is totally adverse to guns, like you just like shoving a gun in her hand? It's almost like a draft or something. It's weird. So there, maybe with arming teachers, there should be a happy medium. Are you a teacher that wants to carry a firearm? If you do, why do you want to carry a firearm? Then we'll probably have to figure out some ways to constantly check up on you, make sure that your brain's working right and all that other stuff. You know, if you're going to walk around the school with a firearm concealed. I don't like that security guard stayed outside of the school. I'm sorry, the resource officer stayed outside of the school in Florida and didn't go in. I don't like that there were so many students that were just stuck. They were just stuck. It was like that scene in Finding Nemo when all the fish are being caught up by that big net. Nemo swims in and he starts talking to all the fish that are much bigger than him, and he just tells all the fish, swim down, swim down. It's like he was a hero. He went in and he didn't need to. He could just swim in and out of the net easily because he was such a small fish. But we had that guy stay outside. So I'm like, man, in that case, you know, the house is burning down. What do you do? What do you wish you had? Okay, if the house is burning down, you've got a sprinkler system. Sprinkler system kicks on all over the place. A lot of things get soaked in ruin, but the school doesn't burn down. So is it okay to maybe arm the teacher that wants to be armed, that is vetted to be armed? Okay, I don't know. What do you think? Then there's the other thing about like basically having a sort of SWAT team sort of situation of resource officers at a school, like a small army. Like, I don't know, I'm guessing typical school size, maybe you'd have like 6 officers or something at each school. I mean, I'm in Baltimore County, and there's a lot of students in public school systems all over the country. But, you know, should you have 6 guys walking around carrying, just like waiting for a mass shooter or something like that? Is that the right thing? Would it slow it down? I would imagine it would. I mean, anytime there's sort of a reason why there haven't been any mass shootings at police stations, because the police have guns. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess, well, I'm not gonna go and do a mass shooting at a police station because I'll probably get shot pretty quickly because they all have guns. So I'm gonna go where there are a bunch of unarmed people, and I'm gonna do a very horrible thing. So I want to know what you guys think. Are there advantages to arming teachers? If so, what are they? Are there disadvantages to arming teachers? If so, what are they? Are there advantages to having basically police officers, which in Baltimore County and Baltimore City, and I'm pretty sure a lot of communities all around the country, there are police officers, actual police officers in the school because of the rowdiness of the kids. The kids may fight, a kid may bring in a weapon, whatever it is. So I'm just kind of like, man, it seems like we are okay with guns being in schools, but only at some of the most violent schools, and police officers need to be that answer. So is that the answer? I don't live far from a school called Woodlawn High School that was actually it got a little bit of notoriety because of the podcast Serial and the murder of a girl named Hae Min Lee. Woodlawn's full of good kids. Woodlawn's full of good teachers, but pretty much all day, every day, you can find a armed police officer, at least one, at the school. And, you know, that's the state of things at Woodlawn. At least how it's perceived by Baltimore County and the protection they feel that they need at the school. So if that's what we need to do, you know, what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about arming teachers that want to be armed, or allowing teachers to carry that would like to carry? And because it struck me as odd, and I was just a bit upset at the fact that that guy just kind of stood outside, and I just thought to myself, you're the only one that has a gun. You're the only one that could maybe do something. And I'm just kind of like, wow, could you go up to another teacher and say like, hey, I'm not going in, here's my gun. Can you, like, I'm not doing it, but if you want to, here's the gun. We're not going to stop these horrible people from doing horrible things. And how much of that should we accept? We cannot stop it, so we have to do something about it. I would love to get to the root of the problem, and I would have loved for the FBI to follow up on some of the credible information that they got on the guy that did the Florida shooting. I would love for all the cells to be taken out of commission. I don't know. It seems like there's a vacuum being created. Whenever the government doesn't do what the government should do, or whenever the government doesn't attempt to do what the government should do, they create a vacuum of irresponsibility, and the people feel it. So the people want to fill that vacuum with responsible solutions. The banning of weapons, the banning of semi-automatic weapons, the, I don't know, background checks, the banning of all weapons, you know, whatever it is, the people want to solve problems, but whenever we see a problem that is not ours to solve, we are going to try to find a way to solve that problem. And that's what I feel the people on the left are doing. That's what I feel the people on the right are doing. The people on the right are saying arm people, and the people on the left are saying disarm everyone. People are going to make really emotional decisions when they're trying to solve this. Like, that, I mean, two people can literally react to the same thing two different ways. Like, I'm just saying, when we're under very traumatic circumstances and very hurtful and painful things are going on around us, some of us run toward things, some of us run away from things. Some of us perceive what we're doing as running toward versus away, and I don't really know what the answers are, and that's why I'm putting it out to you guys. So please, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to The Reasonable Dose. There are things that we could do that are very uncomfortable. I think we have to try something.